These zodiac signs are under the protection of the higher powers all their lives. Some people go through life as if there is an invisible force behind them. They are saved from troubles at the last moment. Their wishes come true, even when everything seems impossible. They are rarely punished by fate. On the contrary, it seems to ward off danger from them. This is not a coincidence. This is not luck. This is the protection of the higher powers, which only selected zodiac signs receive. In this video, you will find out which signs are endowed with an invisible cover from birth. Which of them feels inner support all their lives, behaves confidently, as if they know that the forces of light will never leave them. We will analyze how this invisible shield manifests itself, how it affects fate, and why such people are forgiven for a lot and given a lot. If you intuitively felt that someone nearby seemed to be under special protection, watch to the end. Perhaps you yourself belong to these signs. Subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the videos that reveal the essence of each sign and help you understand your purpose. And in the comments, write whether there are those in your life who seem to be invisibly protected from above. Their fate is not accidental. First sign, Aries. From the first years of life, representatives of the Aries sign seem to be walking along a road on which invisible shields have been set up in advance. Where others get lost, they find a way out. Where it seems that there is no more way, an opportunity appears. Their nature is strong, decisive, explosive, but it is this inner assertiveness that activates a special energy flow that can deflect the blows of fate. Higher powers do not just watch Aries, they work at his pace. In critical situation, Aries is not alone. He is accompanied by an internal impulse, similar to intuition but more accurate. These are not guesses or reflections. This is an impulse for action that appears a split second before the events. And every time he trusts this inner fire, everything ends in his favor. He can break away, refuse a trip, change direction at the last moment, and later finds out that this saved him from trouble. Such protection is not a random gift. It is built into his life pattern. Aries encounter difficulties, but they never remain under them. It's as if someone's strong hand is pulling them out. Even when everything collapses, they don't sink to the bottom. Life shakes them up, but it doesn't break them. This is the peculiarity of their karmic mission, to go through fire and come out stronger. Higher powers don't protect them from pain, but they don't let them perish in it. Throughout their lives, Aries meet people who appear as if at the call of fate. These can be mentors, strangers, partners, but they all have a specific task: to support, to guide, to awaken. And even if the connection turns out to be short, it leaves a strong mark. These are not coincidences. These are adjustments from above, so as not to let Aries go astray. Their energy is too powerful, and if it is not directed, it can tear the owner apart. That is why intervention from above is always timely. Aries has an innate sense of choice. He often does not know why he acts this way and not otherwise, but these decisions, chickens, turn out to be saving. This inner guide is not a figment of the imagination, but the result of fine-tuning his energy to signals from the higher powers. This is especially evident in moments when Aries is alone. It is in silence that he feels the direction. It is in solitude that he receives answers. He is really watched, but not as a ward, as a warrior who is entrusted to go the way and not turn away. The second sign is Taurus. Taurus is a sign whose vitality is directly related to constant protection coming from the outside. It is as if he is surrounded by invisible walls through which chaos does not penetrate. His path is not a storm, but a gradual ascent. Higher powers give him exactly what he needs, and exactly at the moment when it is needed. He may not feel this support directly, but it manifests itself in details. The right person at the right time, a cancelled meeting, a delay that saved from trouble. Taurus often faces envy, internal tension, injustice. But in a strange way, they come out of all this, having preserved the main thing, balance and inner peace. This is not just strength of character. This is inner confidence, fueled by a constant background of protection. When others lose ground, Taurus seems to feel that something is holding him. He is not drawn to destruction, he strives for preservation. And this is the key to his connection with the higher powers. The material world for Taurus is not just comfort. It is confirmation that he is being led. Money, stability, security. This is not the result of luck, but an echo of invisible support. His talent for seeing the future and filtering out the unnecessary allows him not to get drawn into chaotic scenarios. He seems to sense in advance where he can lose and where save. This gift of discrimination is not an innate instinct, but a skill that Taurus hones through contact with the power that protects him. Very often, representatives of this sign do not even guess how many troubles have been warded off. They may not know why they didn't take that job, didn't close that deal, didn't go on that trip. But these were all twists of fate, gently adjusted by an invisible hand. This protection is especially strong in matters of health, finances, and family. It is there that invisible interventions occur that adjust the consequences. Taurus is one of the few signs whose protection works slowly but surely. It does not save from everything, but it creates a strong shield where blows of fate are possible. And even going through difficulties, he remains on his feet. His strength is in constancy, and this constancy is ensured by invisible participation of the highest level. The third sign of Pisces. Pisces are not just protected, they live in constant connection with the source that guides, warns, heals. Their perception is subtle, heightened, and that is why they are the first to feel signals from the outside. Higher powers communicate with them directly, through dreams, symbols, internal sensations. Pisces do not need intermediaries. Their intuition is an antenna tuned to a wave of premonition. It is through this that they understand when to stop and when to move forward. As children, they often feel that someone is nearby, someone is watching, someone is guiding. With age, this feeling may go into the background, but it does not disappear. And at critical moments in life, it is this that returns, pulling them out of chaos. Representatives of this sign can experience the strongest shocks, but they always rise. Not because they are strong, but because they are led. Where others break, Pisces open up. This is their unique feature. They often receive warnings in advance. Moreover, it is not a voice or an image, but an internal heaviness, anxiety, a sharp change in mood. These signals cannot be ignored. They are not flashy, they are deep. And when Pisces trust them, fate unfolds in the right direction. Their protection is also manifested in people. Someone always appears in their life who takes on the function of support at the most necessary moment. These meetings are not accidental, they are arranged with the participation of higher powers. When Pisces lose faith, they are not left without support. It is at this moment that inexplicable events occur, help that no one expected, a way out of a situation that could not be solved logically, a revelation that removes an internal impasse. All this is not an accident. This is the precise work of those who monitor their spiritual state. Their protection is not from problems, but from losing themselves in them. And this is even more important. Pisces live in a complex inner world, and in order not to get lost in it, they need a guide. Others do not have one. Pisces always have one. He doesn't call himself by name, but they feel him. This subtle but unshakable connection is the reason they are never in complete darkness. The higher powers not only protect them, they talk to them every day. The fourth sign is Virgo. From an early age, Virgo seems to receive an invisible vaccination of fortitude. When others need time to learn to survive in the world, she already knows how to build boundaries, filter out lies, and sense where the truth is. This internal filter is not an accident. It is as if it were received from outside. Higher powers gave Virgo not just common sense, but an almost supernatural ability to discern danger on the approach. That is why there are very few disasters in Virgo's life. She does not go where trouble can happen, even if the crowd calls her there. Every turn of her fate takes place under subtle control, which she does not always realize. As soon as she takes a step away from her path, a sign appears, a sudden breakdown, a cancelled meeting, a random call, and everything returns her to where she should be. For others, such events seem random, but for Virgo, it is a system. Someone is really watching her, and they do it unmistakably. The most amazing thing is how often Virgo avoids blows. She does not participate in toxic relationships, rarely becomes a victim of scammers, and almost never finds herself in situations where she needs to ask for help. It is as if she is being led along a route where all the traps have been disarmed in advance. If someone has once tried to harm Virgo, he either disappears from her life or suffers consequences that are difficult to explain with logic. This is not revenge, this is a balance established from above. Virgo never compromises with herself. She can give in, remain silent, endure, but she will not betray her inner truth. And this is her protection. Higher powers do not protect those who deceive themselves. And Virgo always keeps the bar. Even in despair, she looks for a solution, not someone to blame. Even in pain, it is a way to survive, not a reason to complain. And for this, she is given a bonus. Each difficult period in her life always ends with growth, not destruction. When the time comes for change, Virgo feels it in advance. She begins to dream, strange thoughts come. She suddenly wants to clean the house or start something new. These are not whims, these are signals. She is connected to a system that lets you know in advance that there will be a storm, and she has time to prepare. This works not for 1 year, but for her entire life. That is why Virgo rarely loses her footing. Even if everything collapses, she knows where the brick is, from which she will start again. In moments of doubt, Virgo is supported by an inner voice that does not shout, but whispers clearly and distinctly. It does not require proof, it simply leads. And when she listens to it, everything falls into place. She may not know where this voice comes from, but on a subconscious level, she knows. This is not a fantasy. This is her invisible protection. Those who have ever tried to lead Virgo astray, sooner or later understand, this is impossible. Not because she is stubborn, but because there is a force behind her that is invisible, but impossible to ignore. In moments when others break, Virgo gets up, not because she is stronger, but because there are those behind her who will not let her fall completely. Her strength is not only in her mind and character, This is the result of her life being built, with the participation of something greater. And the more true she is to herself, the stronger her protection. Higher powers do not save her from everything, but they always put a framework around her that neither betrayal, nor chaos, nor accidental destruction can pass through. She is protected, always, without exception. The fifth sign is Capricorn. His path is rarely easy, but it is in difficulties that Capricorn gains the strength that cannot be obtained through any courses or practices. From an early age, he feels that everything must be earned and deserves it. And along with this, he receives invisible armor through which chaos does not pass. Capricorn is one of those who are led without pathos and loud miracles. His protection is not in the signs, but in the structure of life. It is built together with him. He is given a chance to grow to a level where no trouble can break through his walls. He makes every important decision after an internal signal, not fear, not haste, but confidence. When Capricorn chooses a path, he already knows how it will all end, not because he calculates, but because he feels. This accuracy is not from logic. It is a gift that is given for dedication to the cause, for respect for time and effort. The more honest he is with himself, the more the support system is turned on, which is not visible but felt in everything. Capricorns almost never have failures from which it is impossible to get up. Even if they are blown off the route, they always have a foundation. This is not just a habit of being strong. This is the result of many years of protection. They are saved at the moment when they already think that everything is lost. But this rescue does not look like a miracle. It can be a call, an unexpected contact, a remembered skill. Everything is simple, but it appears exactly on time. There is a force behind this that does not allow accidents. Capricorn's environment is often surprised at how he manages, copes, keeps everything under control, and he himself does not always understand how exactly everything is built. He acts, he does, he decides, and everything works out. This is protection at the level of choice. He does not waste energy on what destroys. He does not follow an emotion if it leads to the abyss. His attention is always where the forward movement is, and this is what allows the higher powers to help him as accurately as possible. They do not interfere until he himself goes. But as soon as Capricorn takes the first step, everything around him begins to line up in the right direction. Capricorn rarely asks for help, but always receives it at a critical moment. He is not abandoned. He is not left behind. He is protected not for prayers, but for actions. He does not expect a miracle, and therefore receives it more often than those who ask and do nothing. His path is not easy, but always safe. Even if it seems that everything is falling apart, he actually remains intact. The unnecessary goes away, but the main thing remains. And this is what distinguishes his life from all others. The higher powers do not treat Capricorn as a chosen one, but as someone who knows how to hear when it is impossible to shout. He does not wait for approval, he just goes. And it is for this steadfastness, for this firmness, for the ability to be responsible, he is given impenetrable protection. Through people, through circumstances, through fortitude. And in this system, nothing threatens him. As long as he is true to himself, nothing can destroy him.